Los Angeles is beginning to offer COVID jabs to children under 5. This comes as the governor ordered hundreds of thousands of shots over the weekend. But some research suggests a different situation.
A rollout is underway in LA County for COVID vaccines for children under 5 years old. Officials expect that vaccines will be available for children 5 and under at over 900 different locations once the rollout is complete. This comes after U.S. federal authorities approved vaccines from Moderna to Pfizer-BioNTech for children as young as 6 months old last weekend. Over the weekend, Governor Gavin Newsom pre-ordered 400,000 doses of both the Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines. Some pharmacies in Southern California have already begun to vaccinate children, but wide-scale availability of the jab has been limited due to shipping issues. Health officials say COVID cases are higher than official numbers since many people rely on at-home testing. According to CDC provisional data, over the last 2 years, more than 1 million COVID-19 deaths were reported in the United States. Out of all those deaths, children under the age of 17 made up for just over 0.001% of the deaths. A recent study published in the New England Journal of Medicine revealed that vaccination increases the risk of COVID-19 infection. The study found infection without vaccination gives immunity.
Bill Cosby was once again found guilty of sexual assault. The civil trial awarded the plaintiff $500,000 for emotional damage. The case stems back to a meeting almost 50 years ago. Bill Cosby has been found liable for sexually assaulting a teenager at the Playboy Mansion in 1975. The jury awarded the plaintiff, Judy Huth, $500,000 in damages for emotional distress. She said the distress came from her memories of the assault being brought back to life after other women made similar allegations against Cosby. Huth testified that the comedian invited her and a friend to the Playboy Mansion when she was 16 and he was 37. She says that Cosby then forced her to perform lewd acts. Cosby, who did not appear in person at the trial, denied the allegation. In a video of a deposition shown to jurors, Cosby said he did not remember Huth. He said the incident could not have happened. His reason was that he would not have pursued sexual contact with someone who was under the age of 18. Cosby's attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, challenged Huth's account throughout the trial. When the lawsuit was filed in December 2014, Huth said the incident occurred in 1974 when she was 15. She told jurors she recently concluded that she had been mistaken about the year. She now believes it happened in 1975. Huth is now 64. The civil trial in California took place 11 months after Cosby was freed from prison. Cosby, now 84, was best known for his role in the 1980s television comedy series The Cosby Show. However, he is now more commonly known for sexual assault. His identity shifted after over 50 women accused him of sexual assault over nearly 5 decades. Daniel Hall, NTD News, California. New ordinances in Los Angeles bans people from assembling or disassembling bicycles in the public right-of-way. Supporters say it will reduce the number of bicycle thefts, while those in opposition said the ordinance is redundant.
The Los Angeles City Council voted 9-3 in favor of a new law to ban bike assembling or disassembling in public right-of-way. Councilman Joe Buscaino said it would prevent bicycle chop shops where stolen bikes and parts are sold. The ordinance will also give the Los Angeles Police Department a necessary tool to reduce the number of bicycle thefts in the city. Some neighborhood councils issued community impact statements in support of the ordinance, but several councilors, like Nathia Rahman, opposed the ordinance. She cited that there already exist laws prohibiting bicycle theft and blocking sidewalks. Los Angeles' Chop Shop ordinance follows neighboring Long Beach, which already has a similar ordinance already in effect.
The real estate market is finally starting to slow, but it's still as high as ever. One expert cited the Fed raising interest rates. So is it a good time to buy? Another real estate agent weighed on the issue.
Home sales in Southern California dropped almost 15% in May, making it the worst slowdown since 2020. Real estate experts believe the cause was the rising interest rates for home loans. California Association of Realtors President Otto Katrina sees the housing market as more balanced now. Katrina said in a report, "What this tells us is that there's a slightly more supply. fewer and less intense bidding wars, and those who've experienced buyer's fatigue may now have a window of opportunity. According to the Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation, the fixed interest rate for a 30-year mortgage averaged 5.23% across the country in May. The average interest rate for a 15-year mortgage was 4.38%. They are expected to surge past 6% nationwide by the end of the year. So for the question on every home hunter's mind, is it a good time to buy a home now? Harry Hsu, a real estate agent at eXp Realty, advised against it. He told the Epoch Times home prices may drop because the interest rate may rise again soon. Hsu said, "There are always more home buyers than sellers. I don't think this is the best time to buy a home." He recommends potential home buyers wait for the market to cool down.
Allegations of price increases and broken promises have many customers outraged in Southern California. In an almost unanimous decision, city councils in both Irvine and Huntington Beach have voted to audit the Orange County Power Authority. On June 14th, customers from Irvine and Huntington Beach lined up in front of council members to express their anger and concern against the Orange County Power Authority, or OCPA. The company has been accused of falsely advertising their prices and ignoring Public Records Act requests.
It's dirty, it's murky, there's nothing clear about this in any way. The whole thing just seems like a scam. I can't really describe it as anything else.
Last month, the California Public Utilities Commission fined OCPA for its failure to purchase enough electricity for customers. Many customers said the electric company lacks transparency and affordability. One resident cited a 22% monthly price increase after switching to OCPA. Councilman Larry Agron had initiated this meeting to question the electric company's financial history and the compensation of its staff members.
What are the monthly and yearly actuals, both revenues and expenditures, compared to OCPA's historical budgets? How much were its original revenues and projections versus where we stand today in terms of revenues being received?
He agreed with many customers that the company needs to provide answers to these ongoing concerns. Agron previously expressed skepticism about the OCPA's operating model. The electric company began its service to commercial residents this past April and is scheduled to start servicing residential customers in October. A progress report meeting is scheduled for June 28th. Residents will receive updates from the city's ongoing investigation during that time. California has begun a mandatory limit on certain residents' water usage this month. As the ongoing drought continues throughout the state, over 100,000 residents will be affected. But one Southern California water district says that it shouldn't be affected by the rules. Here's why. California mandated limited water use on June 10th. In Orange County, the Mesa Water District is also required to follow those mandates. But some water officials say they shouldn't have to. According to the district's website, Mesa Water has an abundant supply of water. This comes from investing in water sources and infrastructure. In partnership with the Orange County Water District, Mesa Water also takes part in refilling the Orange County groundwater basin and the groundwater replenishment system. Steve Sheldon, president of the OC Water District, said Mesa has a different water supply situation than others and shouldn't have to be subject to the same rules. He instead blamed the state for what he said was a confluence of mismanagement of its water. Sheldon cites Proposition 1 from 8 years ago, a $7.5 billion bond to fund state water infrastructure projects. He said, "We're not going to see anything substantive built for another decade." His comments come as California heads into extreme drought for the summer. Celeste Carrillo, a spokeswoman for Mesa Water District, said, "We encourage everyone to use water wisely, but for the most part, Californians are efficient water users." The emergency declaration went into effect in response to Governor Gavin Newsom's executive order signed on March 28th and will remain in effect for 1 year.